This is Mike with Tribemania Tree Services. We're here this morning about to start a new project. I'm taking a video of the large old canopy that we're going to be working on. This is a really nice old canopy. It's pretty typical of what we see here in the Canyon Lake area. Most of the trees that we work on are like this. I'm going to kind of walk around the tree and point out some of the areas that we're going to be addressing. What we're primarily trying to do is identify the different stressors that are in the canopies that are causing the trees to decline in health instead of, getting better and improving each year. The first thing that I want to point out on this canopy, first of all, the canopy, when I refer to a canopy, I'm talking about more than one tree. The live oaks, the root systems are interconnected, so when I'm looking at what needs to be done to the tree as far as any type of cutting to the tree, I'm looking at multiple trees that make up a canopy because the roots are interconnected, the intake and the uptake of the water and nutrients is within a root zone area instead of a single tree. So in this particular canopy, we can see that to the left side, this is a dominant spot, and it's because of where it is in relationship to the sun. It gets more sunlight, and it's become a dominant spot on the tree. So what that means is that this side versus this side is the less dominant side, and so more of the water and nutrients is going to this side because of the dominance that this side has developed over time. That is depriving this side from getting the proper amount of water and nutrients. That's why this side is more declining than the other side. So we're going to do a shape and balance. We're going to shape this up and create a more balanced, healthy growth pattern. That's pretty typical. We do this really on most of the trees we end up working on. We have the same issue. The other thing that is going on in this canopy is that there is ball moss, and you can see it. It's everywhere. And everywhere that we see these large ball moss plants, and when the plant reaches 2 to 3 years old, it produces these flowers that pollinate and produce little small plants, so they're everywhere. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a shape and balance cut to get the canopy reshaped back to where it's a healthy growth pattern. We're going to eliminate a lot of the underbelly growth. There's layers that need to be thinned out. Then we're going to come back in and we're going to spray the ball moss. We use baking soda. We do a 100-gallon mix, and we're going to spray the ball moss to get control of that. Right now it's out of control, and it's starting to dominate in this tree. The ball moss is just one of many stressors, but it's at a stage in this particular canopy to where it's having a pretty major impact upon the health of the tree. Then once we complete the shape and balance, the spraying of the ball moss, we're going to come back and do a root inoculation, and I'll have some videos showing that. These three areas will dramatically change the health of this tree, the growth pattern, and it's going to get this tree back on a good, healthy path. So we just completed step one of a shape and balance cut on this really nice old canopy here that we're working on. You can see the bottom of the canopy, how the line across there now is more symmetric. We still, on the left side, we still have more leaf population, and so in the next step of the cutting phase, we're going to come back in and we'll thin out the layers in there that will create even more of a balance in the leaf population within the canopy. But the major cuts of the shape and balance cut have been done. We probably 40 plus cuts that we made. So now that we have that done, we drug all of the cuts out and we've staged them. There's about 5 piles around the canopy that we'll bring in a trailer and our tractor and load all this up, and we haul it to our property and we burn it at a later date. So the next step that I'll do is I'll go in and I'll start thinning out layers in the canopy that what it does is it opens up and it gives each layer better sunlight. What happens is we have layers in here. Let me see if I can find one down here to really illustrate this. Okay, right here. Right here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got about 6 layers kind of sandwiched in here. So we're going to go back through and thin out these layers so that there's more space between each layer, giving each layer better sunlight. But the leaf population is pretty balanced, as balanced as we're going to get it. This tree's never been worked on, and it's probably, I'm guessing, this could be a 100-year-old tree. I'm not positively sure about that, but it's a really nice old canopy. So just stay tuned. I'll be adding each phase, showing you what we do on these trees.